to the parties. This is the Hicks. This is Justin, Amber, and Jacob. To the left, we have Justin Hicks. As I previously stated, Justin's full legal name is Timothy Justin Hicks, but he went by Justin. Throughout this trial, we'll be referring to him as Justin. He was 31 years old at the time.
Hey, everybody.
He was married to Amber Hicks. He had one son, Jacob Hicks, and he was a Cherokee County firefighter.
Oh, no. I got the trigger a little bit bigger. Hold on a second.
Then here on the right, we have Amber Hicks. She was 31 years old at the time of her death. She was married to Justin Hicks. She had one son, Jacob, and she was an audiology assistant. And then we have Jacob Hicks. He was two years old at the time of his murder. He's 6 now. He was home at the time of the murder. He was alone. Within several hours of their deceased bodies were within that home. And you're going to hear evidence that Jacob tried to cuddle with his parents as they lay deceased on that couch. You will hear and see evidence that Jacob tried to play with his parents with toys, as you will see toys on Jacob, or Justin.
When nap time hits, I've got exactly 30 minutes to run my entire life, and maybe, just maybe, find time for myself. Today it's the usual tidying up and finding a new pediatrician for my little one. That used to take forever, but now I just open the Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina app or website to find in-network doctors, check prices, and get my to-do list checked off in minutes. And the best part, I actually can get back time for myself. Or more time with my little one, at least.
I'm sorry.
Learn how Blue Cross North Carolina is making healthcare better for all, starting with you.
Hold on a second. Hold up a second. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. I got to turn this off. Hold up. No. Here we go. Shoot. Where is it? Come on. Here we go. Hold on a second. Woo! Oh, got it. Okay.
About his
I think
family.
over here.
And
Good morning.
you hear interviews of several of his family members. His father is Scott Lance.
Oh, no.
His mother is Teresa Lance.
Oh, let me see.
You will hear about his older brother, Austin, and you will also hear that he is deceased. You will also hear that he has 2 additional sisters. The defendant grew up at this home at 600 Delphinium Boulevard, where he lived with his parents and all of his siblings. Now, back to the map where we've already indicated where the Hicks residence is. Here on this map, you can see the defendant's residence is right behind the Hicks residence.
Hey, everybody. I'm
It's
here.
important for the court to know that the backs of these houses are actually facing each other. So if you would walk out the back door of the Hicks residence, you would be looking at the back door of the defendant's residence. You're also going to hear that the defendant was a University of Georgia student. He had an apartment up there. It was located at 435 North Church Street,
Welcome, everybody.
apartment 4, Athens, Georgia. You are also going to hear that the defendant drives a 2008 black Lexus GS 350. Now, having that little understanding as to these parties, I'm going to go through the timeline as to the events that you are going to hear about. So we're going to go to November 17th, 2021. You're going to see numerous surveillance videos throughout this trial of surrounding residents. Here at 7:09, you will see surveillance video of the last known footage of Justin, Amber, and Jacob. This is the last known footage of Amber and Justin being alive, and that's at 7:09 p.m. You're going to hear that the defendant gave an interview in this case, and you will hear that the defendant admits to driving from his Athens apartment to his 600 Delphinium home, the Lands family home, that night. And just for a quick reminder, that is right behind the Hicks residence. Now, you're going to see some additional surveillance video footage of surrounding residents of the Lands and Hicks residence. You are going to see that at 9:20 p.m. on November the 17th, 2021, the defendant drives his black Lexus towards the direction of his home.
This is open statement. Georgia versus, what is it?
And that is towards his
Matthews.
home. And you are going to hear during the defendant's interview that he admits to parking at his house at the 600 Delphinium residence, where he parks in the driveway, and then he admits to going into the backyard, kind of walking around and smoking a cigarette. You will hear that the defendant admits that he never enters inside his home. He only stays outside of the 600 Delphinium house. Now, to just preface some of these surveillance videos, they are incredibly difficult to see because of how dark they are. However, you will hear from Detective Smith in this case, who is going to walk through these videos and show you where to look as to where you can see the defendant walking from to and from his residence to the Hicks residence. So between 9:31 and 9:32, it can be seen the defendant walking around the rear and side of the Hicks residence. Now at 9:32, you will see the defendant walk back towards his residence. And like I said, as this plays, it is difficult to see, but as the evidence is presented to the court, we will point you to where to look.
Good morning. How you doing today? Happy New Week. Right now we are covering a trial. This is a trial pertaining
Now,
to
between the times of 9:43 p.m. and
Hold
9:44
on a
p.m.,
second.
you will actually see the defendant again walking the property line.
Woo! Lord, Jesus. Hold on a second. Let me get this stuff out of here, y'all. Wait a minute, you guys. I'm here with you on this. Taking out my.
Now, at 9:55, you will actually see in this video, as soon as I press play, you'll see that a light turns on. At 9:55, you will see the exterior mounted motion sensor light connected to the Hicks residence at 9:55 p.m. Now, this light is located right where that window is that I previously recorded about. Now, about 15 minutes later, you will see surveillance footage of the defendant actually leaving the residence away from the Hicks residence. You will hear that the defendant then drove from his 600 Delphinium house back to his apartment in Athens. It's about an hour 45 to 2 hour drive. You will hear that the defendant admits to driving back from his family home to his apartment in Athens. You are going to hear that the defendant's phone was seized when he was taken into custody. A Cellebrite extraction was done of his phone, and it will show that between the times of 10:16 p.m. on November the 17th to 12:43 a.m. of November the 18th, so leading into the next morning, his phone was placed into airplane mode. So while the evidence is going to show on his way back to Athens, his phone was in airplane mode. Which leads us to November the 18th, 2021. On that morning, 9:34 a.m., that is when police received a 911 call for a welfare check, trying to get in contact with Justin and Amber. You will hear on that 911 call of a broken window on the back side of the house. And it's there that's when this investigation began. You are going to see body camera and photos of this home. And when officers arrive, this is what they find. They find this broken glass of the back window of the home. Inside, you can hear a dog, and you can hear Jacob kind of making some noise on the inside. Now, there is no response with Justin and Amber. You will watch the body camera footage as Officer Brown makes his way, as he's the first officer inside the home. He makes his way into the home where that Christmas tree is. As he looks inside, he sees little Jacob peering around the corner, hiding. Officer Brown will testify that his priority was him, Jacob. He picks up Jacob and gets him out of there. You will hear that Jacob was covered in blood. He was wet. And
It's the baby Jacob.
It's here in the
Okay,
living
well, I
room.
found Alabama.
Officers find both Justin and Amber deceased here in the living room. You can see that Christmas tree just right behind them.
Oh Lord, don't put it on the Christmas tree.
Crime scene was able to find and locate 3 9mm casings and 2 projectiles. You will hear about more projectiles, and as you hear from the medical examiner, but on scene, that is what's found.
Okay.
You're going to hear that there was 5 gunshot wounds to Justin and Amber, where those gunshot wounds were the cause and manner of death for both Justin and Amber. Shortly thereafter, the 911 call and the investigation began. As investigations take hold, officers and cars are all around this location of the Verbena house, the Hicks household. Around 12 p.m., Teresa Lands, the defendant's mother, finds out about this murder. Teresa Lands then goes from the 600 Delphinium house up to the defendant's apartment up in Athens. You will hear that Teresa Lands arrives to the defendant's apartment around 2:30 p.m. on November the 18th, 2021. You will hear that she found the defendant sleeping at 2:30 in the afternoon and would pound on the door and try to get his attention. When the defendant would then come to his mother at the front door, he was in possession of a firearm. You're going to hear from Scott Lands in an interview that shortly after Teresa Lands got to the apartment up in Athens, he would then arrive. He also found the defendant having a firearm. You're going to hear that Teresa and Scott took that firearm from the defendant and a .40 caliber magazine. They would then leave the defendant at his apartment and drive back to the 600 Delphinium house. You are going to hear that the defendant admits that his parents came to his apartment in Athens and that they took his gun from him. Shortly after that, on November the 18th, later that night, officers are actually executing a search warrant of the Lands household. That is where Teresa and Scott are at the house, and you will hear that Scott tells police, "I took a gun from the defendant and I placed it inside of the house. It's located in a sports coat pocket upstairs in a closet." Officers would then search the house where they would find a Zev OZ 9mm pistol in the upstairs closet in a sport coat jacket. You are going to hear about a DNA examination of that Zev OZ 9mm pistol. You're going to hear from forensic biologist Ted Bill with the ATF that he conducted a DNA comparison of swabs of the pistol to that of the defendant. You are going to hear that the DNA profile of the swabs of the pistol are consistent to that of the defendant. You are also going to hear that there was a firearm examination done of this firearm. And you are going to hear from firearm tool mark examiner Vanna Kelly with the ATF, where she was sent the 3 casings that were found on scene, and then conducted test fires of the ZEV OZ 9mm that was sent to her, and compared those 3 casings to the test fires that came from that ZEV OZ 9mm. You are going to hear that the casings that are found on the scene were fired by this ZEV OZ 9mm pistol. Now, jumping back to the timeline, November 19th, 2021. You are going to hear around 9 a.m., 90 Cameron Glen Drive in Sandy Springs, Georgia. You are going to hear about a 911 call of a burglary in progress. You are going to hear that Sandy Springs police officers arrive to that residence and they find the defendant inside the home, upstairs in this home. You are going to hear that the officers enter that home and command the defendant to come down from the upstairs. You are going to watch the body camera footage of this interaction with the defendant. After several minutes of commanding him to come down, the defendant would make his way down the staircase, dressed fully in camouflage, several layers with a mask and a fishing hat. You will then watch as the defendant, as soon as he hits that bottom step, attacks one of the officers there. You will see and watch that the defendant then stabs the Sandy Springs sergeant in the back of the neck multiple times. It is at this point that officers then shoot the defendant twice. They shoot him in the neck, in the right upper chest. You will watch the defendant be taken out of that home and into the front yard where he was subdued, he was tended to, taken to the hospital, and then into custody. Now, I want to talk about the 3 main pieces of evidence that you're going to hear about, and really they're just categories of evidence. Those 3 pieces of evidence are digital evidence, statements, and forensic evidence. What I mean by digital evidence is really the evidence that puts the timeline together. The surrounding surveillance videos of homes surrounding the Hicks and the Lange residence that show the defendant's arrival, the departure, and then in addition to the defendant's phone extraction being placed in the airplane mode. You're also going to hear about Justin and Amber's phone extraction, which show their last known activities. Now, statements. The defendant's statements to law enforcement, Scott Lands' statements to law enforcement, and Teresa Lands' statements to law enforcement. And last, the forensic evidence. This is the defendant's gun. You're going to hear that he is the rightful owner of that gun. He had bought that gun. You're going to hear that the defendant's DNA is on that gun. And the casings that are recovered on scene were fired from that gun. Now, some expectations as we move through this week. There's no video of the murder itself. There was no video on the living room of where this murder occurred. But with the surveillance videos and the circumstantial evidence, we were able to provide that timeline to the court. There are 2 missing casings from the crime scene, because you will hear from Dr. Ashrath that they were shot. There were 5 shots, but there are 2 missing casings.
Still using Google for searching someone? Searching someone using been verified. Billions of records from leading sources.
Here Here we go.
There is no perfect timeline.
Y'all know that the
Never is.
commercials have to get in here. Hold
But
on a second. Let me see
we
what
will present a
you guys know I have to
timeline
get the
for
commercials
court
in here.
to
Okay.
make the findings. that
How y'all
we
doing
need to
today? Happy New
make.
Week.
The defendant's statements during
I
these
am
interviews
here.
are
I'm just
all
moving
at
about,
times.
doing my
You will
household
not
chores,
hear
okay?
a specific motive in this case.
I believe I missed
Now, as the court knows,
I mean,
my
I missed
duty
this place up by
is
myself.
that the burden is on us. It's always on us. The burden of proof is always on the state to prove every criminal case
Okay, let
as
me put
to
on my
each
video.
essential element of the
I got
crime
you
charge
back,
beyond
please.
reasonable doubt.
I'll
That
be
never
right back,
shifts.
you guys.
Now, your duty this week is to listen to the evidence and ascertain the truth. What I mean by that is that I ask the court to look at the 5 C's. That's the corroboration of the evidence, consistencies and inconsistencies in the evidence, the credibility of the witnesses as they take the witness stand, and the conduct of the parties. And last, just common sense. At the end of the evidence, we will ask that you return a verdict that speaks the truth. There is only one truth in this case. And that truth is that the defendant is guilty to all counts of this indictment. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Aiden Horowitz. Attorney Barrett, would you like to make your opening statement at this point?
Very short.
Okay, you may proceed.
The object of all legal investigation obviously is to seek the truth. This is a very emotional case, very difficult case, as the court pointed out earlier. As the court already knows from your
How y'all doing today?
experience, the
Okay.
state has the duty and responsibility of proving the case beyond
Hold
a
on a second.
reasonable doubt. And of course, what they say in opening is just what they allege the evidence to be. We'll have an opportunity to test that evidence and talk about it. Matthew believes that he is been set up by either FBI, CIA, or some government agency. You'll hear some information about that through the statements, or will have the ability to listen to those and evaluate those. We believe that, and certainly are confident that the court, after you hear all the evidence in the case, will be able to make an enlightened and fair judgment as to the guilt of Matthew. We'll have an opportunity to come back.
Okay, put that there.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Barrett. Say, make call your first witness.
State calls Timothy Hicks.
Okay, let me just put that there.
Right here, sir. Just remain standing until it's on. You'll raise your right hand, please.
Do solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give the court on the issue now pending shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Have a seat for me, please. And once you're seated, if you would please state and spell your true and correct legal name for the record.
My name is Timothy Johnson Hicks, and Timothy Johson, Hicks, Hicks, and I go by Tim.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
You may proceed, ADA.
Thank you, Your Honor. And for the record, we have shown all exhibits to defense counsel. Tim, before you took the stand, did I show you this photograph, State's Exhibit 1?
You did.
All right, and who's in that photograph?
That's Justin, Amber, and Jacob.
Is that fair and accurate in-life photograph of Justin and Amber Hicks?
It is.
At this time, I move to tender State's Exhibit 1 into evidence.
Interjection? State 1 is admitted.
May I publish this?
Yes.
Alright, Tim, looking here at States Exhibit 1, you said that it was Justin and Amber. Who is Justin Hicks?
Justin Hicks is my son.
What was his legal name?
Timothy Justin Hicks.
So not exactly a junior, but close.
Close.
And did Timothy Justin Hicks go by Justin?
Yeah.
How old was he at the time of his death?
At the time of his death, he was 31.
What did he do for a living?
He was a firefighter for Cherokee County. Firefighter paramedic.
How long was he with Cherokee County Fire Department?
Before his death, about 6 years.
Did he wear any glasses or corrective lenses or anything?
He did. He wore glasses.
Did he wear them regularly or just at night?
Somewhat regular, but I think mostly for driving and reading and watching TV, things like that.
Who was Amber Hicks?
Amber's my daughter-in-law. She would be Justin's wife.
Did she go by Amber?
She did.
How old was she?
Amber was also 31.
What did she do for a living?
She was an audiology assistant at the time of her death.
Wonderful. How long were they married? Do you remember when they got married?
I believe the year they got married was 2017.
Do you remember the date?
April, maybe April 12th.
Does April 22nd sound right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, April 22nd of 2017.
Yes, ma'am.
So if I'm doing math correctly, were they married for about 4 years at the time of their deaths?
They were.
And then here in the photo, we also have this little boy. What is his name?
The little boy is Jacob Raymond Hicks.
When is his birthday?
September 4th, 2019.
Also, prior to taking the stand, did I show you States Exhibit 3?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you recognize that photo?
That did.
And who's that a photo of today?
Can I see it again? I know that I saw it. And
States 3.
that's Jacob.
Is this a more recent photograph?
It's not that old.
Thank you for joining me, you guys.
Fair and accurate photo of Jacob today, one of the surviving victims in this indictment.
Yes, ma'am.
State this to tender States Exhibit.
Can I get on the maximum size? Oh, definitely, no.
Stage 3 is admitted.
May I publish?
Yes.
Oh, hold on a second. I am here with you guys.
Today.
Jacob's 6.
Where does he primarily live?
He lives with my wife and I, Charlene.
And your wife, is that Justin's dad?
No, Justin's mom.
I mean, mom, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
Thank you.
okay.
Yes. Okay. I want to talk to you about 5059 Verbena Drive. Do you recognize that address?
I do.
And prior to testifying, did you see a photo of that residence?
I have.
Okay. Was that States Exhibit 2?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you recognize that photograph? Had you seen it before?
Yes, ma'am.
How had you seen it before?
I saw it by Justin and Amber, and I believe it one time or another it was probably a Facebook post, and my wife and I both, I think, were text a copy of it.
Is that a fair and accurate photograph of their residence at 5059 Verbena Drive?
Yes, ma'am.
State moves to tender States Exhibit 2 into evidence.
Any objection? Stage 2 is admitted.
May I publish?
Yes.
Is this the photo we're talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall?
Oh, she's gonna show you the.
Oh. Yeah, that's correct.
And do you recall the significance of this photo or when it was taken?
If I remember correctly, the photo was taken shortly after they moved in.
Was this kind of that obligatory first new home photograph?
Yeah, kind
Now that address, 5059 Verbena Drive, what is the city that it's located in?
of Ackworth.
Is that in Cobb County?
Yes, ma'am.
Who kind of initiated the purchase of this home?
Well, Justin and Amber both saw the home and were looking together, and when they saw this particular home, I believe Amber kind of fell in love with it, and that's kind of the house that she wanted. And so that's the one they aggressively pursued.
Were they excited when they were able to purchase this home?
A whole lot.
This is a big deal for them.
Yeah.
Now, once they moved into this residence in September of 2021, did they decorate and furnish the house?
Yeah, they decorated and furnished it.
Did they keep it pretty clean?
Clean's not the word for it. I mean, Justin's a neat freak. You know?
Okay. Immaculate, baby.
Oh yeah, he didn't have a speck of dust or crumb or he's pretty. I'm not saying Amber wasn't, but I know Justin was.
Did they typically, clean up and tidy up before they went to bed at night or relax?
Yeah, typically dishes were done, things were put away. In fact, they even, best I can remember, they prepared for the next day. Had like Justin would have his uniforms pressed or whatever and ready to go.
Diaper bag packed, backpack
Diaper
packed?
bag packed, and
What about safety measures? Did they have their house baby-proofed for Jacob?
They did. Jacob's room, actually, Justin had turned the bedroom door into a two-way door, maybe like a barn door, where you could open the top or the bottom, and they'd open the top so they could see in, but Jacob couldn't get out without them knowing it. And they had a baby monitor. They had gates on the upper and lower end of the staircase. And if I remember right, they had a gate or two actually on the main level blocking something. And those gates were locking gates. I forget the kind of lock, but it was more or less a child-proof lock.
And do you know whether those child-proof locks were engaged when, typically when Justin and Amber were still awake at night, but Jacob had already gone to sleep?
If Jacob had gone to sleep and they were sitting up for a little while, the gates were most likely unlocked.
Okay. But they would secure them before
They
bed?
would secure them when they went to bed.
What about locks on, baby locks on like doors to the exterior?
They had some of those. They also had some of those little hinge things you put on cabinet doors and things like that. Plugs in the sockets and outlets and.
Really made a lot of efforts to keep that house baby-proof.
Yeah.
Did they have a security system?
They did. I believe it was one called Ring. Was it Ring? That's what I remember. I think it was a Ring. One of them at the door, cameras, and you can see it on your cell phone, kind of thing.
And do you know whether they had subscriptions where data stored for things like breaking the footage?
I think they did. I think they had I don't know who the alarm company was, but I believe they did have some sort of, they had some sort of system where it was recorded.
I want to direct your attention to November 17th of 2021. Do you remember that day?
Unfortunately, I do.
Do you remember what Justin was doing on November 17th of 2021?
On that particular day, he was off of work. My wife and I were babysitters for Jacob while they worked. And anytime Justin was off, he kept Jacob himself. So I knew that he was off because Jacob was with him. And not sure what all they did that day. Hang on, let me gather my thoughts back.
Well, let me ask you this. So Justin and Jacob were home that day.
On the 17th, yeah, I'm trying to get the date between
That's
17 and 18, right?
I know. It's okay. What kind of car did Justin drive?
Justin drove a black F-150 pickup truck.
And did Amber have her own car as well?
She did. She had a Chevrolet Equinox.
And do you know on November 17th of 2021, were both of their vehicles home?
No, that particular day would have only been Justin's truck because they had gone the night before. They dropped it off at a mechanic. It needs some sort of repairs, and so they had dropped it off and met up at some point and would have all been in Justin's truck.
Did anything for the time that you had contact with them on November 17th of 2021, did anything seem off to you?
Everything seemed fairly normal.
And now I want to talk to you about November 18th of 2021. Do you remember that day?
Yeah, that's where my memories mostly, where I'm drawn to trying to answer questions about the 17th.
Why is it that your memory is drawn there? What happened on November 18th of 2021?
My wife and I were in bed asleep. It's early in the morning. And my phone rang, and it was Amber's work, her boss from work. And she had asked if we knew where Amber was. And I told her, no, we don't know what's going on. She said she hasn't reported for work. And I'm like, okay. And it's kind of like spiritual radar went off inside me, and I knew something was wrong. I'm personally a pattern person, and I just keep up with patterns. And I knew that she should be at work. Justin would be off with Jacob. And so I immediately woke my wife up, and I told her, if you're going with me, get in the van.
Own a vacation rental? If it's not listed on Booking.com, it's invisible to millions of travelers on our platform. Don't let your vacation rental...
When you pull in, the garage, which we're facing, off to the left was the sidewalk that led to the front door.
Let me see. Hey, hotel
I
boo.
ended up going to the front door.
Oh, yeah. This happening. Hey, Kathleen.
And I grabbed
This is about the neighbor killed the husband and the wife, and the baby was left roaming the street in Tyler 23 hours just out in the streets.
And I didn't hear the dog bark.
Yeah, this is what you said. I'm sorry, I didn't see. Let me see how I did. Okay, yeah. That's what's going on. Okay, hotel, I will.
I had prior law enforcement experience, so I did go over there armed. And
thank you, guys. Those that come in, please like my video,
and I
please.
started searching the perimeter of the house.
Thank you.
I left the front door and I went around to the left side of the house. And was walking, edging the wall all the way around. You know, quick peeks and looking. And in the backyard, they have this little breezeway kind of thing. It's like a patio.
Hold on. See
And
that?
when I got to the corner of the house there, where that separates, I did a quick peek, and I saw that the blinds and curtains were flapping in the wind, and there's glass everywhere on the patio.
Oh, the neighbor.
And then there'd been some sort of forced entry. I approached the window. My intent was to go in. I approached the window, pushed the lights back. And I looked in, the first thing I saw was a bunch of glass inside that room. That door and window enters would have been Jacob's playroom. And as I looked in there, I noticed there was lots of glass all on the floor. I peeked a little further and looked to the left. The left would have been their living room or den, or however you want to call it, their TV room, the couch and all of there. And as I peeked in, I saw them. I saw that they weren't okay. And when I saw that, I'd already kind of got into cop mode, and I backed out because I was the only one there, other than my wife and daughter, and they wasn't going to help me clear the house. That wasn't even going to happen. So I backed out the window, and I took a low ready position. And my daughter called 911 and had my wife take the van out of the driveway, parking on the street, and I had both of them get on the opposite side of the van for cover. I didn't know if anyone was still in the house or not.
I want to stop you right there, so I want to slow down just a little bit.
Okay.
Had you ever gotten a call from Amber's work before?
Never have. I have, but not on things like that. It was generally, I own a woodworking business, and they called a couple of times and want to help with some projects they're working on, but nothing out of the ordinary, like nothing that's a life-changing pattern, you know. It was other things.
So to your knowledge, had she ever just not shown up to work?
Amber never do that. If she wasn't going, she'd call.
Prior, I know you said you just got that feeling and wanted to get in the car immediately. Did you try to call Amber?
We did. We tried to call both their phones. I had my wife, I think maybe my wife and my daughter calling them as we were driving, or as I was driving.
And were you ever able to get any response from anyone?
No response on either phone, and that just intensified the whole unction. Something's not right.
Did you try texting as well?
Maybe. I don't remember for sure, but probably.
When you say that you all jumped in the car, so who was driving?
I was driving the van. And
Who was in the front with you?
my wife would have been in the front seat and my daughter in the back.
And who's your daughter?
Ashley Hicks.
And so Ashley and Justin are brother and sister.
They are.
Who's older?
Justin will be older. And then I have a son, Michael. He would be next, and then Ashley's the baby.
Oh,
so you mentioned that you have prior law enforcement experience. Where was that?
Cherokee County.
How many years?
Just right about 15 years.
And so when you originally arrived there, where did you park your vehicle or the van?
When I first pulled in, I pulled straight in the driveway beside Justin's truck.
And so your car was basically right next to him at the parking spot.
Right next to the truck in the driveway. The truck would have been to my left as I pulled in.
And when you said that you went to the front door and you were kind of pounding on the door, were your wife and Ashley next to you, or did they stay in the van?
They got out. They wasn't quite up to the door yet. They never really moved too much out of the driveway until I got to the back. And then Charlene just kind of peeked around the corner. And that's when I told her, I said, get back. Move the van up to the street. And actually, you call 911. And then both of you get on the opposite side of the van and stay down. Hunker down and stay there.
Your Honor, at this time, state moves to tender States Exhibits 4, 5, and 6. States Exhibit 4 is the business record certificate from Cobb County 911 Communications. States Exhibit 5 is the 911 audio recording of Ashley Hicks, and States Exhibit 6 is the CAD report. Both the audio and CAD report are covered by the business record certificate in States 4.
Interjection? 4, 5, and 6? States 4, 5, and 6 are admitted.
And Your Honor, can we go ahead and publish States Exhibit 5?
Yes.
Let me see if anybody came into the room. Hold 1 second, you guys.
911, what's the case of
Who
your
we got? Okay, everybody's.
Hi, I'm here to report a break-in.
What's the address?
Okay.
That is the address. 1 second, ma'am. What's the address?
Let's see. I'm taking these back out to the full screens.
359 Verbena.
Hold on a second.
359
Okay.
Verbena.
5059 Verbena.
And what is your name?
We need someone here immediately.
What is your name?
Ashley Hicks.
Your
My
telephone
brother
number?
and his wife and 2-year-old son are missing.
The 2-year-old son walking the street, you guys.
678.
27 hours.
7974.
Come on.
Right. Tell me exactly what's going on.
What, ma'am?
Tell me exactly what has happened.
So, my sister-in-law's work called saying that she hasn't called in today, and it's out of character for her. So we stopped by their house and investigated the area trying to see if they made something. And one of the windows in the back is broken.
There's a window in the back that's broken.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you guys gone inside the house?
No.
Okay.
My father's a retired cop, and he does have a gun with him for
But
defense.
you guys are waiting outside for the officers, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. We're standing
Okay.
at the edges of the street.
All right, give me just
By
one
the
second.
driveway.
Give me just 1 second to type in what you said, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
That boy look like he getting drugs in the hospital. Is he in a crazy house? Well, something about that boy ain't right. Don't worry about it. They finally give him. They gonna give him all the medication that he needs for the rest of his life. They will keep him in a zombie state. My
You said the
God.
back glass of the door or just a window?
The window, ma'am. We don't know if anyone's still in the house. The father's kept us all outside and away from the house.
All right, now I've got it in for dispatch. So you guys have not went inside the residence. And where did you say you were standing?
We're standing by the driveway,
Are there,
kind of on the road. I am wearing a purple hoodie, my dad is wearing a gray sweatshirt, and my mother is wearing a black hoodie. Again, we are unsure if there's anybody still in the house. We currently haven't heard anything, but we haven't checked, so we're unsure.
okay. Now, as far as the family, are there cars gone or, like normally would you see a car in a driveway and it's not there or it is there?
There are typically 2 cars. My brother, his wife, and their son went to drop off his wife's car. So far, only the truck is here. And no one has heard from them so far in about 11 to 12 hours.
What's your brother's name?
Justin Hicks, Timothy Justin Hicks.
What's his wife's name?
Amber Hicks,
And how many children do they have?
just one. He is a 2-year-old named Jacob Raymond Hicks.
2-year-old, been alone all this time since
Now,
the
as far as
parents been
anything else
dead.
that you guys looking at the house, I'm not asking you to go back down there. Do you see anything else that looks like it's been disturbed or that it doesn't look right?
Not that I could see. I went around the house with my father, and all we noticed was a broken window.
And that you know of, that window was not broken before?
No, ma'am. My father said for the police to get here now, or he's gonna go in.
They're on the way. I would suggest that you stay there and wait for them.
He said EMT needs to get here too.
The what?
EMT needs to get here too.
Who's injured?
In case. He said just in case. We don't know if anyone's still inside or not.
Okay.
We're now across the other side of the street. It's a neighbor's driveway. We're trying to stay away from the house.
And you guys have tried calling them on their phones and they're not answering? Is that correct? Ashley?
We'll now publish part 2 of that same call.
Hello?
Hey, we got disconnected.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I just want to confirm that you guys have called them on their phones and they didn't answer.
We've tried calling multiple times now. My brother's phone rings a few times if we're going to voicemail. My sister-in-law's phone immediately goes to voicemail. According to my mother, they've been off social media for about 12 hours now.
Okay.
Do you know how long police will get here?
They're responding emergency. You guys just stay where you are.
Yes, ma'am. Dad, you said they're responding emergency.
I've got 4 officers that are on the way, so you guys just wait there and let them check the home, okay?
Yes, ma'am. He said 4 officers are on the way.
I'm going to stay on the phone with you until they get there. That way you can let me know if you see anything or if anything changes, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
They have not seen yet the baby. What, a 24-month-old? The toddler?
Yes.
they're coming emergency, they're running lights and sirens, and the sergeant is also en route. You guys just stay where you are, okay? I'll let you know when I show they're close.
Yes, ma'am. She said they're responding emergency. The sheriff is also inbound.
No, the sergeant.
He has listed the ETA.
They're responding lights and sirens. Just hold on.
She said they're responding lights and sirens. He's asking if you could radio them what their ETA is. He's a retired cop from Cherokee.
One second, I'm asking.
Yes, ma'am.
When Cone Health says, we make it easy to feel better. Seriously, Cone Health Community Pharmacy delivers prescriptions right to your door. Sign up for free delivery.
Here we go. We are back. How y'all doing today? Welcome. Please like my video. Thank you.
Ma'am, are you still there?
We live.
One just pulled up. Cobb County, please.
All right.
Let me see.
Let me go to there.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I think it's that.
Tim, was anyone found alive inside that residence?
Jacob was eventually.
Hold on a second. Let me see what I did. Okay, come on, child. Oh, okay. Let me bring
a
it up.
dog named Bruno and a cat named Cat. Yeah, cat's name was Cat. Bruno, the officers eventually brought Bruno and Jacob out of the house.
Okay.
If you don't mind, I want to say that during that 911 call, I haven't told my wife or daughter anything about what I saw. I left it alone, and I guess my wife was kind of having unctions as well, and that's what you hear in the background, her screaming out.
Is that why you went ahead and asked for EMT?
Yeah.
Okay, when your daughter said just in case.
When I saw them inside the house, based on my experience, I knew that they were gone and there was no bringing them back from what I saw. But yeah, I asked anyway.
And at that point, had you laid eyes on Jacob? Did you know whether he was
I did
alive?
not see Jacob at all. I was very concerned about
Jacob is the little baby.
Honestly,
I'm trying to get this here right. Jacob is the grandbaby. Matter of fact, I'm glad that I put that up there. Right.
When you finally laid eyes on Jacob,
I'm trying to get this.
He was not saying anything or crying. The officer that brought him out was a black officer. I think his name was Winston. I think. And he brought him out, and Jacob was basically catatonic.
He was what?
He had a blank stare on his face. He wasn't crying. He wasn't saying a word.
Okay.
They just hung in Officer Winston's arm like a sack of potatoes.
What?
And Officer Winston brought him over to my wife and I at the van. And normally when Jacob would see Nana, he'd just bubble up. He did nothing. He didn't acknowledge anything.
had you ever seen him like this before?
Never have.
What was he wearing?
He was wearing pajamas, a long sleeve shirt and pajama pants, bottoms, and his pajamas had been covered in blood.
Oh my God, that's the baby. So Oliver said, I think so. The baby must went up there trying to wake the parents up. That's why.
Bled through to his skin.
Do you remember whether his pajamas were otherwise dry or wet?
He had on a diaper. I don't know how many times he'd gone in it, but it was heavy. I mean, he was wet for sure. I don't remember if he had number 2 or not, but he was wet more than once.
A heavy diaper is the way you
A
described
heavy
it.
diaper.
Okay.
Did he have anything in his hands?
Yeah. He was clutching Justin's glasses.
You what?
And he wouldn't let go of them. We pried them from his hand. And I believe, I don't remember for sure if it was me or who, but we ended up giving them to the detectives, the glasses.
Are those glasses that Jacob or that Justin would use to watch TV?
Yeah.
Now developmentally,
The baby is older. The baby went over to the daddy.
Absolutely.
Maybe probably were trying to wake the daddy, but with the daddy glasses in his hand. Oh.
did he often try to get their attention?
Yeah. Yeah, if he wanted something, he didn't have a problem trying to get somebody's attention to get it or whatever. Still don't. But
If his parents were on call or busy or preoccupied, would he get frustrated if he couldn't get their attention?
yeah, he would keep pursuing.
Kind of like any 2-year-old.
Like any 2-year-old.
Okay.
Do you know what time he woke up back around that time? Typically,
Typically, he would wake up probably between 6 and 6:30 in the morning. The habit, he woke up pretty, he kept steady with the pattern even when Justin was off and kept him. But the pattern is when Charlene and I would watch him, he would get up about 6:30, and Justin and Amber would get ready for work, and Amber would drop him off at our house to babysit for the day, and he was up by then, stayed up usually.
And so typically when he woke up between 6 and 6:30 in the morning, would he have a diaper change?
Oh yeah, he would have his diaper changed.
Was he potty trained at all when he was
Not then, no.
Now, was he able to change himself or put on his own clothes or anything?
Not then.
And so Justin and Amber would wake him up, change diaper, put clothes on.
Right.
What about feeding himself? Who typically prepared his breakfast?
Amber and Justin would occasionally, if Justin was off from work, and then usually he had breakfast when he got to our house.
Is that still pretty early?
Excuse me?
Is that still pretty early in the morning?
Yeah, by then there'd be 8 o'clock maybe.
Now, was he able to get anything out of the refrigerator or go in the pantry himself and make his own breakfast back when he was 2?
No, not then.
Able to get himself any water or anything?
No.
Now, by 10 o'clock in the morning, had he typically eaten by then?
Yeah, usually by then he'd had his food and probably a couple of cups of juice or something from a sippy cup.
Snacks?
Probably snacks, yeah.
Now, on that day, do you remember once he came out of the home, did he eat at all?
The best I know that he had not eaten since dinner time the night before.
Did you have him checked out by EMS?
The EMS was on the scene, and I remember it was a female EMT or paramedic. I'm not sure what her title was, but she was a medic. I knew that. And she stayed kind of close to us. And at one point, Jacob still hadn't come around. It took a few hours for him to even realize he was still in the world. And when the EMT lady, she was a little concerned and said, if he don't come around soon, we probably need to transfer him to the hospital. But before that took place, he did come around. It was almost like he'd woke up from a bad dream. He just like woke up and, Nana, you know.
After he had been with Nana for a long time.
She's holding him, yeah, but before that he didn't even move. He just laid there.
Now, did that behavior continue for some days after? Or?
Not that particular behavior, but a little quieter than the average 2-year-old maybe.
And y'all had watched him regularly, so
since he was 2 months old.
Okay, so quieter than you had seen him previously.
Yeah, he was kind of a little bit docile for several days after.
Did he have any cuts or anything on his feet or his hands?
I didn't notice any cuts or anything on him.
So you had mentioned that there was kind of blood on his PJs that had kind of soaked through even to his skin. Was any of that blood, best you could tell, from Jacob himself?
That blood came from the crime scene.
Now, obviously you spoke to officers on scene. Could you think of anyone in this world who would have wanted to hurt Justin and Amber?
I cannot think of one person that would be considered their enemy. I mean, both of them just easygoing, likable kind of people. Kind of when they walked in a room, kind of lit it up, and without being flamboyant, made their presence was known. It was just someone pleasant to be around. Often, if you felt a little uneasy, they had this unspoken way of bringing about a certain amount of calm. And Justin, he takes after me. He's a jokester, so he's always joking about something and cutting up about something. And he and I would razz each other back and forth about something. We like to fish together quite a bit, and he's always competitive when we go. It's just the two of us, but you would think it was a Bassmaster Classic between us. It often was, but yeah.
Thank you so much. That's nice.
Might be appropriate time for a break. We've been going for about an hour and a half and giving Mr. You don't have any questions? Okay. All right.
Maybe released from the subpoena?
Yes, is there any objection to Mr. Hicks being excused and released from the Hicks? You can courtroom if you'd like. Now you can remain in the courtroom if you'd like. All right, let's come back 10:45. We'll get started and state you can call your next witness. We'll stand in recess.
Oh boy. Hey everybody. Good morning. Oh, okay. Let me get you guys up to part of those that don't know it. This is a trial. I was looking for a trial basis that was let me put this in the back of my bag. Okay. Hold on a second. Here I come. Let me get you guys right here. Let me go here. Okay. Come on back here. Okay. Now we know that where the courtroom based it on pause there. Oh. Okay, you guys. Good morning. Good morning. I am your host. I'm Dolby, and as you guys, you don't know, but anyway, I have my own sector, and it says S sector, which it calls strategy scribe sector. Okay, the strategy is basically what we're doing. We're looking at this case. We're gonna pick it apart, scribe it, and we are a sector. Anyone is open-minded can join this sector. Okay. We deal nothing but a lot with real issues. Okay. Yes, I am from the beefing sector, but I also do have my own sector. Yes, I will beef if things is said unfounded or true about myself with others, but I'm not gonna go out there and just pick because I know that I can't. No, I'm not gonna do that. That's why I'm on something different over here. Please, if you'd like to, for the new year, let's see if we can get some people to come and be a part of this sector. Okay. Other than that, please stay here and enjoy the show. Okay, I cover trials over here. We pick them apart, and also too, I do politics basic over here. We got like 6 minutes, and I do politics over here on my channel. this trial here is a trial about what happened in Georgia. I think it was Acton, Georgia. Acton, Georgia, but you know how it is. I think it was Cobb County, I think. Anyway, this is my first time seeing this trial. This is what's taking place right now. I don't know no more about it. Then besides, when I read up on it this morning, because I was going to cover another trial that I was looking for. And anyway, I could not. I went all the way to Texas trying to look for this trial, and I could not find it. So meanwhile, I said that, this one here sound interesting because I remember this here when this here happened maybe like 3 years ago. 3, 4 years. I remember something like this. So now, I wanted this here. So as they start talking, everything started coming back to me about the little that I heard about this here case. Okay, this case here is roughly down there at the description box, that law and crime. It will tell you dealing fact what it's about. And it's about a mother and father, a young couple, young, out starting their life. And the neighbor happened to come through the house and take their life. And that firearm, those that you was here with me earlier, the firearm that was there, that was the weapon that was used. Okay. The father who was on the stand of the son, that life that was taken with his wife, he is an ex-cop. So he know a little more about, that's how the daughter was so good to tell the 911 operator what was going on and everything. Okay. So anyway, I just want to let you guys what we are there. The baby after that he had killed the parents. The baby was left home alone. For what I was thinking, that the baby had to wander off. But somehow or another, the baby was in the house. The baby had basically with all the blood on him. I I think that the baby must went with trying to wake daddy up. That's how the baby got all the blood on him and wind up with daddy's glasses in his head. So he probably, taking out daddy's face and, basically trying to wake daddy up. The last thing that they was talking about a few minutes ago about the baby was in shock. Really couldn't, I don't know. The baby was in shock. The baby can't talk and really can't explain exactly who did what. The baby basically just couldn't, just basically like was in shock. And praise God that it was some angels basically was watching over the baby this the whole time with a busted out window, glass everywhere. I wanted, when I was listening to the story, I had wanted to know, did the baby get cut with all that glass? But the officer, which that is the ex-cop, which that is the father-in-law, the grandpa, he said that no, that blood came from the crime scene. So right now, that's just the most that I know about it. And those that you follow me, y'all see the same thing. But just trying to break it down in a way that we can understand how that I see it. That's basically what's going on. So right now, the jury said they will come back. They got 2 more minutes that they'll come back. And anyway, I just want to let you guys know that I am in and out, but I am watching what is going on. I'm listening. And also, too, when I come back, sometimes I try to catch these commercials so we won't get a beat like what they're saying. But the commercials do have to drop in here because that's the side that they get paid from on my channel. So anyway, I hope that I got everybody up to date of what's going on. And if you like my video and like what I'm doing here, please leave me a comment, thumb up my video, and also to share me out. Okay? What I'm doing based like this is politics and all what's going on. I don't. Okay, with me doing this, what we at? Basically, this year, I can put myself up like that, but it ain't basically about me with the big screen. It's basically the fact that you guys still the big screen. So that's basically what's going on with me. I don't get much shout out here, but I am out here. Okay. Okay. Right now, at this time here, where I'm at in North Carolina, Greensboro, it is 51 degrees. And yeah, And I'm by the sliding door so I can let some heat come in on me. So I went, and I got my socks on. Okay, I just have to go and get my little throat, and I'm also moving around here and keeping myself busy and listening and try to entertain you guys all at the same time. Okay, I am getting back with lunchtime, so I am gonna take a break. I mean, not a break, but give y'all a breakdown, basically like what's going on with politics and the $2,000 and a lot of stuff to bring you up what is going on while we watching this here. Remember now, I got other tablets on. While we watching this here, I am still watching the other tablets that I got on to keep us up to date because we basic focus in here. And everything what I say basic is allegedly. I'm not no professional. I'm just a content creator. Okay? And all that. I'm just talking to you and but what I see at my eyes, you may see it different. I'm yours. So anyway, you guys, they soon should be getting ready to come back in. And I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all the big screen. I'm gonna get my hip right down here. Give y'all a big screen so we can get started with the next week with me. Again, Happy New Week. And I hope you're getting ready for your holiday because I am getting ready. I put my stuff up, y'all, because I want to know what I got to buy. And my box over here, where that box is. I'm supposed to make myself a fireplace. But anyway, it's still early. Okay, hold on. Let me get all the big screen so we can get back started here. So I'm going to drop down right down here below, but I am here. Okay, that's where I'm at. And let me see, could I give you guys a full screen of it? Let me see, could I can. Okay. Come on here. Okay. Turn that down a little bit until you get going with it. That's not me. That's all due to the fact of what's going on in the court today. How y'all doing? I haven't said hello to you. Just tell her you can drop down and let me know to see in the chat. Only ones that see the chat, I think folks will have to too. But anyway, I am speaking to you guys for such a while also. That is the thing in my perspective that's important. Oh.
And here's what we said.
Let's see what we got here. Oh. I hope they can do something about with the noise. They know that we hear the noise. A young good. The noise, the sound. want to do that, hear that noise.
Just want to remind everyone, if you are on Zoom, motor vehicles should not be operated in any way if you are on camera. So just need to remind everybody of that. But it's a motor vehicle. Now, I can't stop you, but you all see it, so y'all can make a decision. What y'all want to do. I just don't want anybody getting hurt while you're watching the proceedings and. And I also need to remind everyone who's on Zoom that their devices should be muted. You might want, if somebody does know him, might want to just tell him to go off camera so you can listen but be off camera. Yeah.
Sorry, Your Honor, I had to run downstairs.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
They didn't know I was up here.
Oh, okay.
Boy, why you do that?
All right, we are back on the record for State of Georgia versus Matthew Scott Lands, 22-00922. All parties are present. Any agree? You may call your next witness.
At this time, the state calls Officer Matt.
What is
Thank you,
that buzz?
apologize
Now, I
to
even see in their chat, they are complaining, law and crime, the people in their chat, they are complaining about the buzzing.
Good morning.
Oh my God.
You raise your right hand, please. You do solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give the court on the issue now pending shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Thank you. Have a seat for me, and once seated, if you would please state and spell your true and correct legal name for the record.
All right, it's Matthew A. Brown, MATTHEWABROWN.
Okay, you may proceed, and for the record, there is no familiar relationship between the court and the witness. Proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Officer Brown, how are you employed?
I'm employed with Cobb County Police, sir.
And how long have you been employed with the Cobb County Police Department?
Since 2004.
Now, in what capacities have you worked for the Cobb County Police Department since 2004?
I worked the road for about 10 years. I was transferred to Special Operations DUI Task Force in 2014. I spent 5.5 years there, and then in 2020, I think January 2020, I went to the STEP unit, which investigates all serious injury and fatal crashes in Cobb County. The STEP unit? STEP.
And if you'll bring the microphone just a little bit closer, thank you. Now, since 2004, have you been post-certified?
Yes, there was a short gap where I left the department for 10 months to complete a degree and came right back.
Now, so since getting that degree, have you been post-certified?
I have, yes, sir.
And then what does it mean to be post-certified?
You've been through the minimum requirements that the state of Georgia has put aside to be trained as an officer.
Now, I want to jump to November the 18th, 2021. Were you on duty that morning?
I was.
In what capacity?
We were actually answering calls for Precinct 1. They had some training as an entire precinct, so we were covering the road for them, answering calls.
Now, when you say responding for calls, what does that mean?
Someone calls 911, they'll dispatch us out to it. So we weren't doing our step duties. We were answering calls for service.
Now, at some point, were you dispatched to 5059 Verbena Drive in Akbar?
Yes, sir.
Is that in Cobb County?
It is.
What were you being dispatched to?
Kind of a welfare check, missing persons, possible missing persons. I think it was also, there was some forced entry, so possible burglary, so it was kind of a serious call.
Now, I'm going to show you what's already been included in the evidence. Exhibit 6. What kind of document is this?
That is the CAD report from 911.
No, what is a CAD report?
It records the first time the 911 call was put in, and then everything from that point on, address, time, who was dispatched, when they arrived, anything we say in the radio to dispatch, will add it to the call.
So does it document as soon as that call comes in, the 911 call comes in?
Yes, sir.
In this document, what time was this 911 call created?
Showing 9:34 and 43 seconds.
Is that AM or PM?
AM.
And so for this incident here, is that the time that the first 911 call came in?
Pretty close to it.
And so once this phone call came in, around what time did you arrive?
I think it was close to 9:45, a couple minutes before that, maybe 9:43.
Now, when you arrived to that location, what observations did you have?
There were a couple people already at the residence, family members of Mr. and Mrs. Hicks.
Now, where did you come in contact with them?
I believe as I was getting out of my car, I believe they met me in the road right near their driveway.
Now, did you kind of get a rundown from them of what they had observed?
Yes, sir.
Now, what did you do with that information?
Realized we needed to check the perimeter. They said there was a busted window in the back of the residence, so that's where we went to.
All right. And so did you actually make your way around the house at that point?
We did cut through the side of the yard and right to the back door.
Now, when you got to the back door, what did you observe?
A window to the right of the back door. There were two back doors, one on each side of the house. On the right side of the house, there's a window to the right that was busted out.
Did you notice any glass?
A little bit of glass on the concrete. Most of the glass was inside it was like a sunroom on the floor.
Now, when you were outside of that window, could you really see into the house?
Initially, no, because there was a set of blinds blocking everything. They were pulled down. We moved those. You still couldn't see inside them.
Could you hear anything from the interior of the house?
A dog barking loudly.
Could you hear a child?
Not at first. When we moved the blinds, I could hear a child's voice, a small child's voice.
So once you're in front of this window, what did you do next?
We knew we needed to get inside. We checked the doors, and they were both locked. So I decided to crack out the remaining pointy shards of the window so I could make entry.
And were you able to make an entry?
I did. Yes, sir.
So once you were inside the home, kind of walk me through what you observed.
There's glass all over the floor. I looked up and I saw probably like a 2-year-old child peek around a corner. Seemed to be pretty scared. As I walked further into the living room, I saw Mr. and Mrs. Hicks deceased. I believe Mrs. Hicks was on the couch and Mr. Hicks was on the floor, kind of sitting up. He had a toy on his leg. First thing I wanted to do was go check on the child.
Now, when you said that you wanted to check on the child, kind of walk me through that.
Well, he looked very young. it being about almost 10 o'clock in the morning, I figured he'd been by himself for a while. I wanted to check on him. When I spoke to him, I could tell he was soaking wet and he had blood all over his pajamas. Diaper appeared pretty full. I mean, like he has not been changed since the night before.
So once you came in contact with this child, what did you do next?
When I saw the child, I actually went and forgot to unlock the door for my partners to get in. So I went back and unlocked the door and went and got the child. He was in a front office room, right on a desk, and I think he's holding a set of like readers, reading glasses. Checked on him as soon as I found out he was okay. I picked him up and carried him through the front door. I had to unlock the front door and went around and gave him to his relatives.
Now, after giving the child to his relatives, what did you do next?
Went back around to the window and met with Justin's father, and I believe it was Amber's father as well.
And, just generally, what kind of conversation were you having with the fathers?
I believe they suspected that it was going to be bad news, and I had to give them the bad news that Justin and Amber were deceased, but their grandson was okay, and I had turned them over to other relatives before talking to them.
Now, once you kind of had this conversation, what did you do next in your investigation?
At that point, we needed to clear the rest of the house, make sure that if there was a burglar inside, he was not still inside.
And, kind of for the judge, what does it mean to clear a house?
We go room for room. We're checking anywhere that a person could be hiding to make sure there's no one hiding inside.
And did you search the upstairs bedrooms and the store?
And rifles still in the closet, not touched.
Now, were you equipped with body camera that morning?
I was.
And was it operating that day?
I believe so, yes.
Prior to your testimony, did we meet?
We have, yes.
And were we able to go over your body camera from that evening or that morning?
Yes, sir.
And was that body camera a fair and accurate copy of the recording from your body camera that day?
Yes, sir.
At this time, the state moves to enter what's marked the state's Exhibit 7 into evidence.
Any objection? State 7 is admitted.
May I publish, Judge?
Yes.
And for the record, we are starting this body camera at 17 minutes and 30 seconds.
How are you? Retired Lieutenant Cherokee. How are you? This is my son and daughter-in-law's house. Okay. I'm dad. And this is my son's wife's dad. Amber, who's the daughter, their work called us this morning and she had reported for work. Okay. And the window in the back busted completely out. Okay. You come to the door. Alright. At this point, we gotta go in.
Yep, well, we'll go check it out. What's your son's name?
Justin.
Justin and Amber? Okay. Alright. We'll walk back there. Yep. What kind of dog? Has he been barking yet? Have you heard him barking? Yeah, just stand by with us. We'll get the dog. Neighbor the other day? No, I did not. Alright. You got a pit mix, they said?
You go in. They're like kitchen lights. That's the kitchen. dining room, living room,
Okay.
baby playroom,
There's some street lights on my
upstairs.
About a half one. All right, I'm gonna see, will this lead into the house too?
Yeah, but there's 2 doors, you gotta go through that.
Alright.
Other than that, yep, you are.
Cobb County Police! Bruno. Hey, Bruno. Hey, Bruno, what's up, buddy? Bruno. Already broken. Come on, buddy. They're here, Jacob. They're here, Jacob. Call police! Jacob. Hello? Hey, keep him out. Hey, baby, how are you? Okay, come here. Come here. Hey, come here. Come here. Come here. Hey, how are you? Okay, come here. Come here. Come here. Stay right there. Stay right there. I'm gonna stay with this kid real quick.
Take the kid out or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure there's. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Hey, where they at? Where's Granddad? Where's Granddad? Okay, go get Granddad for me.
What's wrong?
Who are you?
I'm his mother. The son lives here.
Okay. I need to speak to your husband.
He's in the back.
Okay, just hang out here for me. Guys. We got Jacob with him up here. No. And they're both in there. No. They're both in there. What? They okay? No. They're not. Looks like they're both
No.
there. Well, I don't know the
Upstairs?
they're downstairs right on the couch.
You got to see? Go back.
We got a hold for now. Sergeant's on his way.
What's the look like that happened shot? What?
I don't know. I looked at them. They're both laying on the sofa right there in front of the TV. They're both gone.
No. Where was the baby?
He's running around. Yeah. And I don't know what time it happened. There was a dog pee on the floor. So, yeah, we got.
Ask a favor of you. Wait out here. Let us finish what we got going on. We'll come back and answer questions. Okay. We can't let anybody in the house. We can't let anybody.
I'm retired lieutenant security. Protected for years. I know to go through and do my
And get y'all way back there.
I didn't know we were just on the downstairs while I this up left.
I
I saw you got the kid out now. Yeah, that's it. All of it? We'll check. I'll check. I think he said he got the right side.
Why you do that, fool?
I'm gonna hold right. I got this left door. You got that one? You got to hold on to your way now. I'm gonna the bomb on you. Clear. Coming out.
You're for home.
We're checking this fall. Completely empty. Yep, clear.
Why you do that?
Stopping States Exhibit 7 at 20 seconds. Now, officer, prior to your entry to the window in the back, were all the doors locked?
The back two doors were locked, and when we went out the front, that one was locked. I don't know about any other doors.
And really, for your entry to this house, was it that window?
I'm sorry?
For the entry for yourself, was it the window that had already been busted?
Yes, sir, it is.
Now, I want to talk about the little boy, Jacob.
Yes, sir.
We kind of see you in the video kind of grab him in that media room, but then stick out a hand. Can you go over that action?
I guess I just wanted to be less traumatizing to him and just kind of put out a hand like I would do, with my kids when they were that small.
Let me ask you it this way. You described Jacob as being wet.
Yes.
And on his clothing, could you see blood on him?
Yes, pajamas were wet, and he had blood stains all over his on the front of his clothing.
Now, was the dampness to his clothing just on his bottoms, or was it on the tops as well?
It was pretty much everywhere.
Now, I want to show you some photos. Now showing you what's marked as States Exhibits 8 and 9. Do you recognize those exhibits?
Yes, sir.
And how do you recognize them?
They're taken from my body camera footage.
The body camera footage you just watched?
Yes, sir.
At this time, the state moves to enter what's marked as States Exhibit 8 and 9 into evidence.
Any objection? States 8 and 9 are admitted.
May I call the judge?
Yes.
I'm now showing you what's marked as States Exhibit 8. Now, where is this screenshot taken?
That's in the living room, so the window is going to be kind of behind me to the left, and the front door is straight ahead. Bathroom is on the right, and Jacob's in like a little office area at the front of the house.
Now, into the right of Exhibit 8, kind of right here, is this Jacob standing right here?
It is.
Is this really one of the first times seeing Jacob once in the house?
Yes.
Now I'm going to show you what's marked as States Exhibit 9. Who is this that we see here?
That's Jacob.
And what is Jacob holding?
A set of reading glasses or eyeglasses.
Now, it might be hard to see, but I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Now, we kind of see some smudging on the front of the pajamas here. Is that what you remember to be blood?
Yes.
And at this point, were you worried about getting blood on your hands?
Yes.
And is that why you kind of waited to the last second to pick him up and take him to his family?
Combination of the blood and being wet.
Now, once you gave Jacob back to the family and you cleared the house, did you have any additional involvement really in the case?
Not at this point, no, sir. We stood by for crime against persons detectives to arrive.
All right. Thank you, officer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Attorney Barry, you may proceed with questions.
Good morning, Officer Frank.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Just a few questions I need to ask you. Were you the first officer on the scene that appeared with your body cam?
Yes, sir, I was.
And when you walked around to the back of the door, you noticed that the window was broken.
Correct.
Okay, and the shade was down.
Yes.
Were all the other shades down on the windows?
I don't remember. I remember that one. That's about the only one I remember.
Okay. And we saw on the body cam where you took your baton and knocked some more of the glass out.
Yes, sir.
So that you could get through. Was there a good bit of glass still in the window?
I would say majority of it was already broken. It was just some shards around the edges that I broke.
Would it have been difficult for somebody, say, your size, to get in that window with the glass configuration without breaking out some more of it?
I don't think it would be very difficult in my configuration with the uniform on. I think just regular clothes, you would be able to get in there.
Okay. And if you had a coat on or something like that, would it have been more difficult?
I don't know. It would be difficult in my uniform with the vest, and you're kind of top heavy. It's just kind of awkward.
Okay. Was there any of the glass that you saw that appeared to have any blood on it at all?
I didn't. I wasn't looking for that.
Didn't look for that.
No, sir.
And what you can tell, when you break a window, the glass usually goes into the room.
Yes.
So this would appear as though it was broken from the outside in rather than from the inside out.
Yes, sir.
Fair to say?
That's, yes.
You told us that the dog Bruno, when he first came to the window, was barking pretty loudly. We could hear the dog barking the entire time you were there.
Yes, sir.
And it appears as though the dog was upset because somebody was in the house that he didn't know.
Initially, yes, sir. As soon as I kind of spoke to the dog, he calmed down.
Okay. And I think you indicated that the front door was locked, and the back door was locked, but you're not real sure about all the other doors in the house.
That's correct. I didn't check any other doors. Those are the three that I had experience with.
Okay. And we saw that the TV was on.
Yes.
You came in the room. I also noticed going up the stairs was the TV clicker. Do you remember seeing that?
I remember seeing something on the stairs. I don't remember what it was, but there was something on the stairs.
Okay. Do you remember how many stairs up that clicker would have been?
Probably halfway up.
Okay. Did you see any other TV clickers down around the couch area?
No, but I wasn't looking for stuff like that.
Okay.
I didn't.
That would have been the detective that.
They probably did a fine tooth comb of the scene.
Monday.com, the opposite of any work platform we tried in the past. We tried other work management platforms, not naming names. They all suck. Monday, total opposite. Didn't just work.
Let's go back. Hold on a second.
And I didn't see any shell casings in your video. You were not looking for those either.
I didn't see any. My focus was on the kid when I first got in there. I didn't look for any shell casings.
When you came to the back door where the window was broken, did you see any item that would have broken the window, like a rock or a stick or anything that may have been used to break that window out?
I don't recall anything, no, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any redirect?
No, Judge. Thank you.
May this witness be excused?
Yes, Judge.
And released from subpoena?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. State, you may call your next witness.
Statement calls Sergeant Mark Gaskew.
You'll raise your right hand, please. You do solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give the court on the issue now pending shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and so help you God.
I swear.
Thank you. Please have a seat for me. Once seated, if you would please state and spell your true and correct legal name for the record.
Yes, ma'am. Sergeant Mark Gaskew, that's MarkGasque. I work for the Cobb County Police Department.
Wonderful. How long have you been a sergeant for Cobb County Police?
10 years.
Right, and how many years total have you been with Cobb County Police?
19.
Are you post-certified?
I am.
I want to jump right November 18th of 2021. Where were you assigned at that point in time as a sergeant?
I was a sergeant in our Major Crimes Homicide Division.
And what are the job responsibilities of a sergeant with major crimes?
You triage the calls that come in. Obviously, you handle and delegate the case assignments, and then obviously you monitor the investigation as it goes through.
Are you still a detective as a sergeant with major crimes?
I am, yes, ma'am.
So you do detective work as well as supervising?
I do.
Okay. And as part of the supervision responsibilities you have, does that include crime scene technicians?
Yes, when I was in homicide, the crime scene technicians fall underneath the sergeants of the unit.
Were you working back on November 18th of 2021?
I was.
All right, and at that point in time, do you recall what your hours were just in terms of days versus evenings?
I worked the day shift.
Now, was that a weekday?
It was.
So were you actually in the office on November 18th of 2021?
Yes, I was.
Did you get a call regarding 5059 Verbena Drive?
Yeah, I believe it was just before 10 a.m. that morning.
Is that here in Cobb County?
It is.
All right, what did you do upon receiving notification of a call coming from 5059 Verbena Drive?
So when you receive a call like that, and obviously this one was involving 2 deaths, so it's a little bit larger of a response. You begin delegating. First, you assign who's going to be your primary detective, who's going to be his secondary, which crime scene technicians are going to go, who's typing search warrants. You just start laying out a plan.
How many detectives worked under you approximately back in 2021?
On day shift, I believe we were between 10 and 12 of us.
And typically, are really all 10 to 12 of you working on a case at the same time?
Yes.
In this particular case, who was assigned as the lead agent?
Detective Standard.
Did you actually respond to the scene that day?
I did.
All right, and prior to taking the stand today, did you and I have the opportunity to go through crime scene photos?
Yes, we did.
And was that taken by someone you supervised as the crime scene technician?
Correct. I was the crime scene supervisor that day.
Okay, let me.
Very good. And so prior to testifying, did you look at State's Exhibits 10 through 305?
Yes.
Okay, and all of those have previously been shown to defense counsel. Are all of those photos true and accurate photographs of the scene as you observed it on November 18th, 2020?
They are.
Find out what is going on. Reason why that this here case here took so long. Usually they try to have them done like in 2 years, and 2 years they have everything and ready to go to trial. Reason why this here case here is taking so long because that the boy. The gentleman, the young man that did it, they didn't think so that he was able to stand trial because they saying he had some mental stuff that was wrong with him. So after all this time and testing him and getting all this stuff together, now they say he was able to stand trial. That's why it's 4 years late. What is going on? Here we go.
Their State's Exhibit 10 through 305.
Any objection?
No objection.
States 10 through 305 are admitted.
Very good. And may I begin publishing?
Yes.
All right, we won't go through every single one of these, but there's your little here. Okay.
Some of these are duplicious,
Okay, thank you.
similar.
All right, and so noted for the record.
All right, so starting here with State's Exhibit 10, what is being documented in State's 10?
This is the mailbox to show the physical address of the home.
Come on. Okay, here we go.
State's Exhibit 12 here. What is this walkway we're looking at in State's 12?
This is the sidewalk leading from the driveway we were just looking at around to the front door of the home.
Now we can see here, kind of in the high straw area, ADT security. Was there an ADT security system?
Yes, there was, and it was actively monitored, an active account.
And was that like a video surveillance system or just an alarm system?
Just an alarm system.
State's Exhibit 13, what are we looking at here?
This is the front door of the home.
State's Exhibit 15, what am I pointing out in State's Exhibit 15 on the door frame?
That's a Nest doorbell camera.
Now, were you able to determine whether there was any active storage or footage from that front doorbell camera?
We were, and there was not. It was a live-only viewing subscription, so no stored data.
State's Exhibit 17, what am I pointing at in State's Exhibit 17?
That's a newspaper beside the mailbox.
I'm looking at State's 19 here. Did it have the date of that newspaper?
Correct. It had Thursday, November 18th, so the morning we were out there.
So obviously not been picked up.
Correct.
State's Exhibit 20. What type of truck do we see in the driveway?
That's a Ford F-150.
Is it customary to take kind of 360-degree angle of vehicles that are in or within crime scenes?
Yes, it is.
State's Exhibit 22, is that one of those photographs?
Correct, of the same truck.
State's 23.
And that would be the other side of the truck.
And then State's 24.
And the rear of the truck.
All right. Was there any damage that you noted to this vehicle?
No.
State's Exhibit 25 here, what are we looking at in State's 25?
So this would be the garage doors directly behind that truck, and then a side door to the home just past that flag.
State's Exhibit 27.
Yep, and we're continuing down that sidewalk just past the garage doors to that side door.
The side door, is that what I'm pointing at on the
Correct.
right-hand side?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 28 here. Is this a kind of straight-on view of that side door?
Correct, as if we're continuing down the sidewalk.
Up in this corner near that side door, is there another sort of camera?
Yes, I believe that was another Nest camera, and then also live view only, so no paid subscription.
Now, State's Exhibit 29 here, do you recall whether this door was locked or unlocked?
It was locked, yes.
And State's Exhibit 30, what was to the left side of that door?
A delivered package.
State's Exhibit 32, what side of the house are we on now?
I believe you'd be on the south side of the house, so this is continuing past the so the side of the driveway.
And what do we see up in the corner of the house?
That's a motion floodlight.
State's Exhibit 33.
That's continuing around the side of the home we were just looking at, so now we're in the backyard.
State's Exhibit 34.
Again, continuing around toward the back door of the home and the patio.
Oh, I see where they broke in at. Oh my God.
State's Exhibit 35.
And that would be the back patio, so we're looking straight at the rear of the home.
State's Exhibit 36.
That's a sunroom, or I believe it was the playroom for Jacob, and where the Christmas tree was inside that room.
Now, is it customary to kind of continue taking photos all the way around the house?
It is, yes ma'am.
So State's Exhibit 37, are we making our way further around the house?
Correct.
State's Exhibit 39, is this continuing to walk the perimeter of the home?
Yes ma'am.
And State's Exhibit 41, where is this vantage point?
So now we would believe to be on the north side of the home, looking toward the front of the home there.
Now we're going to focus on that kind of rear patio area. Was there any other damage on the exterior of this home, with the exception that of the window we're about to focus on?
No.
Now looking at State's Exhibit 42 here, did this door go into the residence?
It went into a sunroom area.
Was that locked?
It was locked, yes.
Looking at State's 43, was there another door kind of directly across from the sunroom door?
Yes, going into the child's playroom area.
And was that door locked?
Yes, it was locked.
And was there any damage that you all observed to either of those doors, like pry marks or anything, to indicate there had been attempted entry even at those doors?
No, there was not.
Looking now at State's Exhibit 44, where was kind of the focus of you all's investigation?
Okay, yeah, the one point of entry that we could find was the broken window right there to the right of that rear patio door.
Now, at the time that the crime scene, that you're supervising and going through the scene, as well as documenting the scene with your crime scene technician, have law enforcement already made entry?
Yes, they have. I believe they cleared the home multiple times.
And so, with some of the glass that's broken out actually from law enforcement?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 47, what's being documented in State's Exhibit 47?
It's a little closer up, obviously, of the window and of that Adirondack chair that's sitting there and some of the glass shards on the ground.
State's Exhibit 48.
More of the shattered glass from the window.
State's Exhibit 49.
And then continuing just to zoom in on the glass.
Looking at States Exhibit 53 here, what side of the Adirondack are we on?
We're on the back side of it now, so our back would be to the home.
All right, and just for reference purposes, looking at that kind of white scratch, looking at States 54, what are we looking at there?
That's a shard of glass from the broken window.
And is that kind of zoom in from the previous exhibit of States 53?
It is.
Did you see any sort of like marking or pattern on some of the glass?
I hope that's it, but that sound.
States Exhibit 55.
Yeah, continue. Now we've zoomed out from that glass just to show that broken window from a different angle.
Yeah, I see everybody talking over here in the chat. They have removed that bug. Oh my God.
States Exhibit 57 there.
And they turned the damn thing down.
We're documenting this. Is this how the blinds were, kind of like propped on that cat?
Yes, that's how they were when we arrived.
When you say we, you mean like detectives?
Detectives, yes, sorry. The crime scene unit.
States Exhibit 58.
All right, yeah, we're zooming in. Obviously on the glass, you can see here that's a double pane window, which explains the large amount of glass that we're looking at, and then showing some of the shattered glass inside as well.
States Exhibit 60 here. What are we looking at?
Now we're inside the home, inside Jacob's playroom, looking back out that broken window.
And what do we have here on the left-hand side?
We have a Christmas tree.
States Exhibit 61. Is there glass on top of Jacob's little bench there?
Yes, there is.
States Exhibit 63. What is kind of the vantage point here?
So this is a lower shot with the crime scene technician kind of squatting down, looking back out the window.
States Exhibit 64.
That's a large amount of glass shards just inside the window on the floor.
States Exhibit 66. What door are we looking at here in the right upper corner?
So when we were looking at the exterior photos, when you looked at the window, that's the door that was to the left of it. So going into the playroom there, but that's an exterior door.
Is there any glass in front of that door?
Yes, we had glass shards coming in from the window there through the playroom. And that door was locked as well.
States Exhibit 70.
Now we're looking at that door. So we zoomed out, you see Jacob's bench right there to the left. So that's the exterior door to the patio.
Looking at State 72 here, what was on that patio door?
It's a child's lock, which I believe we saw on every exterior door of the home.
States Exhibit 73.
Now this is the front door of the residence.
States Exhibit 76. What do we see in States Exhibit 76?
Okay, so now I'm standing, this is back to that broken window, so the Christmas tree would be off to the right there and looking into the living room. Obviously we have a child's gate that appeared that would have been closing off the playroom from the living room that was knocked over, and some toys lying on top of it and a cell phone on top of it.
What do we see in this area in front of the fireplace?
And so another baby gate that appeared as if it had been placed around the fireplace but had been moved.
It's Exhibit 77. You mentioned some toys and phones. Is that depicted in State 77 on top of the baby gate?
Correct, it is.
In State 78. 78, we'll circle back to this, but the black item here on state 78.
Yeah, we learned that to be Justin's cell phone.
So that was like an actual real cell phone, not some sort of toy.
Correct.
States Exhibit 79, what do we see in state 79?
So now we're looking into the living room from the playroom toward the fireplace and that baby gate.
States Exhibit 80.
Now we're looking at the couch, so just to the left of the fireplace.
States Exhibit 221.
Now we're looking at Justin and Amber Hicks, deceased, in the living room. If you look directly behind them is the illuminated Christmas tree, and just to the right of that would be the window, the broken window.
And so from where Amber is there on the couch, without moving, would she have been able to see the window?
It does not appear so, no. It should be back behind that wall, tucked in there. Correct, right back there.
States Exhibit 222.
This is Justin Hicks.
States Exhibit 223.
It's another angle of Justin.
And what is it that was on Justin's lap there?
It's a child's toy airplane.
Now, from where, and back up just a minute here. Going back to states 221 here, had Justin been kind of relatively there are picture in states 221, would you then have been able to have some vantage point of the window in the playroom?
Yes, if he'd have looked off to his right shoulder, he'd have to turn to look to his right shoulder.
Going back to states 223 there. Was that like a paper airplane or an actual like plastic?
No, that's a plastic acrylic child's airplane that obviously had been placed there after Justin had fallen.
And why is it that it would have been placed there after Justin had fallen?
I don't see a way it could have stayed where it is if he'd have been standing up. It was not attached to him.
States Exhibit 224 here, what are we looking at?
That's a closer up look and looking at the amount of blood that's on Justin.
Justin is,
States Exhibit 225.
hold on a second.
Now we're looking at Justin's hands.
States 226.
This would be Justin's left leg, and then obviously just to the side of there you see a Fisher-Price fire truck.
There's some other pictures of that we'll circle back to. Now looking at states, so going from states 226 here to states 227, what is it that y'all have now zoomed into?
That's a broken shard of glass just off the rug there in the living room.
States 228. What is this item that's on the rug kind of in front of the ottoman?
It's a child's train whistle that you blow in, mimics the sound of a train.
Zooming in there, states 229, what was located near that child's train whistle?
We have some more broken glass.
States 230, is that a zoom in of that same piece of glass?
It is. Now this would be standing obviously on the other side of Justin, standing over him. Shows how that plane is lying there lightly on his shorts. You can see the fire truck and another toy at his feet.
It seemed like to me, when it came in and killed the parents, right? The baby was still around, and the baby took the father's glasses
Fresh
off.
cut on the inside of his thigh.
Hold on a second.
Going back to states 229 here, could you tell whether that was possibly, and I know that doesn't portray as well on it, I'll know, but whether there was any possible blood stains near some of the shards of glass?
Possible. Obviously, we when you're working a scene like that, we swab and process everything that we think could possibly appear to be blood.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me give you guys an update what space was on. Okay, the baby was hold on, let me go ahead and mute you. If you don't shut that damn up, I tell you the truth. Okay, the baby was 2 years old. So basically 2 years old, I think it was 23 months. Anyway, the guy that you were seeing there, this year happened in 2021. Reason why they having the trial November the 18th in 2021. The guy had some problem. They want to see could the guy, you know, could is capable of making a decision and come to court. After they don't give the guy last past 4 year all this medication, today is the first day that they did open statement what they're gonna be talking about last week. Now today, now they getting down with the trial that he is capable of standing trial. And he is in the courtroom too. Not only that, dealing fact with the baby was left alone for what they saying 27 hours by himself. 27 hours by himself. And the baby took the when this gentleman killed the mother and the father, the baby took off the father reading glasses. And the baby continued, the baby like play with the father or whatever, play with the father, even though the father was dead. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let me see right here. Let's go. Let's see what we got here. Anything we missed, y'all got to red ball it back.
States Exhibit 234, what are we looking at here?
Now again, we've kind of moved a little bit more over Justin, showing
Hey, come on, go
the back of his head,
Whew.
the right side of his body now.
And what is behind his head?
No, we have a blood stain on the couch.
States 235, what do we see here kind of in the middle of the photograph?
No, another blood stain on Justin's shirt.
States Exhibit 236, was there any sort of defect that was noted on the
Correct.
shirt?
Yeah, in the middle or in the area of that blood stain is some sort of hole.
States Exhibit 237, did you see any other defects on his clothing?
Yes, right there on his right arm, right shoulder area.
States Exhibit 238, is that a zoom in of that same shoulder area?
It is.
Looking at States 240, did you all also zoom in to the area behind his head?
We did.
I think they only tendered up to 235.
What is it, 305?
305.
305.
10 to 305 is what the court admitted. Yes.
Now looking at States 243 here, who is kind of the focus of your attention in these next several photos?
This is Amber Hicks.
Amber is the mother.
States 244, can you describe kind of the positioning of her body here?
She's lying, her body's on the couch. Her feet and her legs are on a movable ottoman. She's partially covered by the blanket there. And obviously you can see her arms down by her side.
And what is this orange object that we can see by her legs?
It's a small ball, a child's toy. And then we also have the monster truck on the other side of her leg.
States 246, is that kind of zooming in on both the ball as well as the monster truck?
It is.
States Exhibit 247 here.
Now we're standing at Amber's feet, looking toward her head.
And on the left side, kind of underneath the blanket, what is that?
That would be her other leg.
Is her leg kind of tucked under that blanket?
It is.
States 248, what are we looking at here?
Again, now we're moving more to the left here. We can still see the ball, the monster truck. You can see the defect in Amber's right arm right there, and the glasses down off of her face.
Gee whiz.
States Exhibit 250, how close was that ball to her hand?
Inches. Yeah, maybe 6 inches, maybe.
States Exhibit 251, did she have glasses?
She did.
States 252, is that kind of zooming in on her glasses?
It is, yeah. They were obviously not sitting naturally on her face how she would be wearing them. It appeared they'd either been pulled down from her face or fallen from her face.
When you say pulled down, like from Jake out? Or?
Yes, from Jake, that was my assumption. With the amount of toys that was on her, that was my assumption.
Looking at States 254 here, what are we looking at in States 254?
That's a defect from a projectile in Amber's right arm.
States 255, what was being documented in States 255?
The blood on the couch coming from Amber.
Now, being there in person, looking at States 256, could you tell whether there was any like coagulated blood or kind of thicker amounts of blood?
Yes, you could. That's typically what we would see from coming from someone's head.
And is that what's documented in 256?
It is.
States 258, what vantage point is States 258 taken from?
This is standing in the kitchen, looking out, or with your back to the kitchen, looking out over the couch toward the fireplace.
States Exhibit 260, that kind of a better image of some of that coagulated blood.
It is. Again, this is standing with your back to the kitchen, looking over the couch.
States Exhibit 265. Could you tell whether there was any defects in her shirt?
Yes, there is one, and obviously a large amount of blood. That's in her abdomen area.
Looking at States 270, what items were close to Amber's hand from the couch?
Her cell phone is there. Obviously, there's a water cup, and then we see a baby monitor on the other side of the pillow.
Was that a video baby monitor?
It was.
Okay. Now, was it the kind that you have like a SIM card or some sort of subscription that you can go back on, or just?
No, just a live feed.
Now, is it customary, again, when documenting the scene, to start moving the decedent so that you can better photograph some of the evidence.
It is, yes, ma'am.
Now, is that process also documented?
It is.
All right, looking at states 273 here, explain what we're looking at in states 273.
Okay, so we're looking at, obviously this is Amber's body with her shirt pulled up. We still see the defect there in her right arm. You see an abrasion on her stomach right there. And then a projectile is lying between her right arm and her right hip.
States 274, is that a close-up of that projectile?
It is.
And was that projectile collected?
It was.
I want to show you what I've already shown. Defense Counsel, States Exhibit 600. Do you recognize State 600?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and how is it that you recognize State 600?
It is marked as the projectile collected on couch next to Amber Hicks.
And is that what we see in the image on the screen, which is States Exhibit 274?
Yes.
State moves to tender States Exhibit 600 into evidence.
Any objection? State 600 is admitted.
States Exhibit 275, what are you all starting to kind of focus on?
Now we're showing obviously the area around Amber there, showing the baby monitor, the monster truck, the toys.
States Exhibit 277. Is that a zoom in of that baby monitor?
It is.
Now looking at States 284 here, where are we standing?
Now we're standing just at the feet of Amber inside the couch, the L-shaped couch there, looking back toward the playroom, which is where the entry point is.
And at this point, had some of the items been marked?
They have been, yes.
Okay. In particular, what was States Exhibit, or I'm sorry, not States Exhibit, the crime scene Exhibit 1, or which had the number 1 marker?
Justin Hicks's cell phone.
Looking at States 289 here, did you all kind of illuminate the screen so you could photograph any notifications?
Yes, we did.
And is that what we see on States Exhibit 289?
It is, yes.
And so just to point out some of these things, the very top one here where we can see, well, first of all, what is the timestamp at which y'all are documenting the illuminated cell phone?
That's 11:51 a.m. on Thursday, November 18th.
And so the very first notification here where you can see your camera spotted someone, is that the front doorbell camera that we previously saw in photos?
Yes, the Nest camera.
And again, was there any video you were able to recover in terms of saved video footage?
No, we were not.
And then similarly, where there's 32 minutes ago, person seen zone 1 side door camera, again, was that any sort of footage that you were able to actually retrieve saved images or videos from?
No, no footage was returned to us.
And based on the notifications and background, is that how you were able to determine this was Justin Hicks's cell phone?
Yes.
And this cell phone that we see in States 289 here, was that collected?
It was.
Let me show you States Exhibit 606. Do you recognize State 606?
I do. It says it's a gray Apple iPhone belonging to Justin Hicks.
Is that from marker 1 in the crime scene photos that we're going through?
It is, yes.
Very good. And is that his actual cell phone that you all collected from the scene?
Yes, it is.
Right. State, and there's a biohazard sticker on here. What is that for?
Some sort of bodily fluid. It appeared to be blood on the phone.
State moves to tender States Exhibit 606 into evidence.
Any objection? State 606 is admitted.
Woo! And did it appear, based on you physically being present at the scene and making the observations that you did, that Justin Hicks would have able to get his phone to this location with possible blood on it?
No, it did not. Our assumption, based off the way the house looked, is that Jacob most likely moved the phone.
State's Exhibit 292 here. What area of the house are we now focusing on?
This is the playroom just to the left of the Christmas tree. So again, we're in the same room where the broken window was.
State's Exhibit 293. What do we see?
We see a pretty decent amount of children's toys spread out on the floor, and a trampoline as well.
Throughout the rest of the home, did you see this volume of toys or mess?
No, this home was very clean, very orderly. Obviously, this area here, and then where the toys had been moved into the living room where Justin and Amber were the only areas of the home that appeared to not be in order.
And based on how the toys appeared and things being dumped out, did it appear Jacob had been in this room?
Yes, to any of us that have had children, it appeared as if a child had been playing unsupervised.
Looking now at State's Exhibit 296, what did you all find underneath that trampoline?
There's a shell casing underneath it.
State's 297, is that a zoom in of that same shell casing?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Circle back to those in just a minute.
Okay.
Now, State's Exhibit 300. Was there additional kind of mess or disarray behind the trampoline?
Yeah, it looked as if possibly these storage cubes had been pulled out from that cubby area, and then the toys dumped on the floor there and onto the trampoline.
State's Exhibit 301. Is that kind of a better image?
It is correct. We're standing over the trampoline now, looking at the pile of toys.
And on top of the trampoline, this white object, what is that?
Another one of those storage cubes. It's just collapsed.
And is it underneath this trampoline that we just saw that casing?
Yes, it is.
State's Exhibit 302. What had Justin and Amber put up in their home in the playroom?
A fairly large Christmas tree.
And State's Exhibit, well, you can see it in State's Exhibit 302. Was that lit? I mean, did they have lights on?
Yes, the lights were on there.
And were
Appeared
those
as if they
lights,
were twinkling.
so not the steady lights, but
Correct.
kind of twinkle lights. Okay. And were those on when you all first arrived?
They were, yes, ma'am.
Now I want to make our way back towards the living room area, looking at States 81. And I know we've gone out of order here, but it made the most sense. So looking at States 81, what are we now looking at?
Okay, this is, we would be standing with our back to the couch where Justin and Amber are lying, looking at the fireplace.
And you had previously mentioned this baby gate. Was there any ability for that baby gate to be actually like locked into the fireplace, or was it just one that you kind of place in front?
It appeared it had just been placed there. I know there are hooks on the gate, but I don't recall any mounting area for it, any anchors.
The way that baby gate was when you all arrived, did it appear to be really protecting anything?
No, it had been moved.
States Exhibit 82 here.
We're looking at obviously the built-in cabinetry to the right of the television.
This on the other side, States 83.
Correct, that's the built-ins on the left of the television.
Oh,
And looking at States 85, were there any toys around the area of the fireplace?
Yes, you had toys obviously inside the baby gate area and outside the baby gate area.
In States Exhibit 84, you actually see some additional toys outside the
You do, yes, ma'am.
State's Exhibit 86, what is this blue object within the baby gate?
It's one of those collapsible tunnels that like a toddler can crawl through.
Did that appear kind of out of place in that location?
It did, yes, ma'am.
Just past the little tunnel, State's 87, what else was there?
We had a shard of glass laying right there, and then a projectile just to the right of it.
Based on the appearance of the point of entry, would it really have been possible for a shard of glass of this size to land in this particular area from within the living room?
No, that glass had to be carried there in one way or another.
Oh. States 89, this kind of an attempted zoom into both the shard of glass and the projectile.
Yes, it is.
It's kind of difficult to see. Let me show you States Exhibit 90. Better yet, let's look at States 91.
Well, asking him a lot of questions.
Yes, that's the projectile inside the baby gate, lying just to the right of that shard of glass.
Okay.
Exhibit 601. Do you recognize States Exhibit 601?
I do, yes. It says it's a projectile collected from the floor in the living room.
Oh, that's right.
Is that what's seen in States Exhibit 91?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
State moves tender State 601 into evidence.
Any objection? State 601 is admitted.
States Exhibit 92. What are we looking at in States 92?
This is a dog bed just outside that baby gate area. So this will be to the left of the fireplace.
Did you all move that dog bed at all?
We did.
Okay, so looking at States 92, is that before y'all had touched it or manipulated it?
Correct. That's how it was when we entered the home.
States Exhibit 93, have y'all now moved it at this point?
We have.
States Exhibit 94, what is it that was located behind the dog bed?
That's another spent shell casing.
States Exhibit 95, is that a zoom in of that same case?
Yes, it is.
Now looking at States 305, what area of the house are we now standing?
So we're now standing. We had moved the couch and the rug at this point. So if you're looking around the right-hand side, we'd be going toward the front door of the home. And that's that Fisher-Price truck that we had seen lying just to the left of Justin originally.
When you say lying to the left of Justin originally, was that more so in the doorway?
It was, yes. We had to move it as well.
Okay. And what is the purpose of moving items such as something as big as a couch and a rug during the crime scene processing?
We're looking for any sort of evidence. Primarily at this point, we were attempting to find all the shell casings and projectiles that we could.
And did y'all go through kind of tedious and strenuous search efforts to find any additional casings or projectiles?
Yes, I believe we were on the scene until after midnight the following day, so quite some time attempting to find all the shell casings and projectiles.
Now, we can see here on the floor near the baseboard two different markers. Did you all find anything of interest in that area?
Yes, there was fresh damage to the baseboard. Possibly a defect is why we photographed it.
Looking at States 96, is that starting to zoom in on that area?
It is.
And is it customary whenever photographs are taken by one of your crime scene technicians to kind of zoom in on certain areas so that you don't lose your bearings?
Correct.
Looking at States 97, is this the most zoomed in image of that damage?
Yes, it is. You see some damage to the floor, and then obviously to what appeared to be a freshly painted baseboard.
Looking at States 98, which area are we now focused exclusively on?
Now we're looking at the baseboard.
And then States 99.
And that's the flooring just in front of it.
States 100 might be a little bit better lighting. What was noted on the floor?
It's an abrasion or a friction mark of some sort. Our thought process is a projectile could have skipped off the floor and hit the baseboard there.
And did those two markings, they're seen in states 97, relatively align with one another?
They did.
Now going back to states exhibit 305, did you find any projectile in that area at all?
No, we did not.
Yes. I think this would be appropriate time for us to take the lunch break. We'll be back at 1:30 and ready to begin.
Oh.
And just to remind Sergeant Gaskew, I understand you know this, but just a reminder that not to discuss any of your testimony. Obviously, you can discuss it with the attorneys, but not to discuss it with anyone else.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Thank you. You all have a safe and enjoyable lunch. We'll see everyone at 1:30.
Okay, scooters, the SSS sector. I will see you guys in a few minutes. I gotta go and make some doctor's appointment. We will get back here. Let's say like 5 minutes. What time? At 1:30? 1:25. We'll get back here and we will see. And I'm supposed to be giving y'all up to date of what's going on out there in the streets. Getting back with other politics news. Okay, you guys. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. But wait, wait before you go. Let me check on something real quick. Let me see something real quick. Before we take off from here, let me make sure that I'm on task on what's going on. Okay. So far, let me see. Let me see if anything. Well, it looked like right here for what I see. I think I'm about up to date on what's going on. Okay. Okay, you guys. I see you guys. For what I'm going down here trolling and to looking at, it's just about the same thing basically is going on. Okay. Okay, you guys. I see y'all in the oh God, long time. It's just 12:15. Okay, I see y'all guys about like in an hour or so. Bye. Thank you for coming over. Where is this thing? Where is it at? Okay, let me go ahead on it. Just end that right there. Come on, good.